Today, Ukraine occupies one of the first places in Europe as for its transit potential. Its location in the center of the European continent and access to the Black Sea determines its role as a transit hub between the European Union and Asia, as well as between Russia, Balkan and Central Asian states. Ukraine's favorable geographical position is its main competitive advantage. 4 out of 10 international transport corridors cross Ukraine. Moreover, 6 UZT corridors also stretch along the territory of Ukraine. Ukraine is a member of Trasica and, together with Poland, has launched an international transport project, Odessa-Gdansk. All the above, including access to the sea and extensive transport infrastructure, makes Ukraine the first one in Europe, the third one in Eurasia, and the sixth in the world as regards its transit coefficient. As of now, Ukraine has 18 commercial ports. 5 ports are of national importance as for their economic and geographical location, being the sea gateways for existing and future traffic. They are Odessa, Ilychovsk and Yuzhny ports, located at the coast of the Black Sea, Mariupol port, the Azov Sea and Izmail port, the Danube River. The airways connect Ukraine with European states and other continents. The country has 34 airports, 23 of which have state border checkpoints. An important role in revealing the transit potential is played by Ukrainian railways. Ukrainian transport network carries goods and passengers in the east-west and north-south directions. Ukrainian railways directly interact with the rail authorities of the Russian Federation, Belarus, Moldova, Poland, Slovakia, Hungary and Romania through 56 border crossings and ports of the Black and Azov Seas. The following ferry services are operated here: Ilychovsk, Haydarpasha, Dorinje, Turkey, Crimea, Ukraine, Caucasus, Russia, Zonguldak, Turkey, Skadovsk, Yevpatoria, Sevastopol, Ukraine, Ilychovsk, Varna, Bulgaria, Ilychovsk, Pori, Batumi, Georgia, Ilychovsk, Dorinje, Turkey, Odessa, Istanbul. Ukraine pays great attention to the creation of modern logistics centers. Their key objective is to unite the efforts of organizations to promote the products and to reduce their costs. At the end of 2011, Ukrainian Railways created a state-owned enterprise named Ukrainian Transport and Logistics Center, which linked all Ukrainian owners of freight wagons under the single management. Such a decision increased the competitiveness of rail transport and allowed cooperation with international logistics centers. The company intends to operate not only rail mode, but also to offer its customers the entire logistics chain, able to deliver goods door to door or station to station using air, water and road modes. Ukraine's accession to various international transport conventions creates prerequisites for simplification of border crossing, which in turn allows to get to the higher level of cooperation with transport agencies in Europe and Asia. In particular, Ukraine's accession to the Convention on International Carriage by Rail, which regulates the transport of passengers and cargo and sets out the main principles of access to European transport networks for cars and infrastructure, was a major step towards the integration of Ukraine into the EU. It encourages trade facilitation between Ukraine and European countries. Ukraine's participation in the European Commission's Blue Belt program will simplify customs formalities for the delivery of goods within the EU. To improve transit conditions, Ukraine tries to implement CIM-SMGS Unified Consignment, bringing together the two transport legislations. The result of the joint work of rail experts, with the support of the CIT, OSGD and OTIF committees, is a consignment offering a synthesis of the CIM and SMGS. To date, the CIM-SMGS consignment is actively applied for shipments to Ukraine and for transit through its territory. These transports confirm that the use of the unified consignment is a joint future of railways in Europe and Asia. After all, apart from saving time and money, transition to a single consignment eliminates errors during the reissuance of documents, provides legal guarantees to customers, and reduces costs. For example, today the main route for transport of goods from Southeast Asia to Europe and the Baltic states is mainly transport by sea. Among the disadvantages of this route is the time of delivery, 35 to 40 days. Today Ukraine offers alternative intermodal routes using international transport corridors and existing arrangements with states participants of the BSEC and Guam, using rail ferry services, piggyback and container trains in the direction of Russia, Lithuania, Poland and other European countries. The advantage of this route is shorter delivery time and a direct connection to the Baltic, Black, Caspian and Mediterranean seas. A successful example of intermodal project is the Viking container train. In 2009, the European Intermodal Association awarded the Viking project implemented by the Lithuanian, Belarusian and Ukrainian railways as the intermodal project of best practice. Today, the project participants continue to analyze the potential for its development and examine the possibility of extending its route. In December 2012, Bulgarian Railways joined the project, and in July 2013, Moldovan Railways. Romania, Georgia, Azerbaijan and Turkey are showing interest in accession. The Viking train is an example of the link between the network of sea container lines of the Baltic region and a similar system of the Mediterranean, Black and Caspian seas. It can expand the cooperation between the railways, using rail ferry services and providing a bridge between the ports of Ukraine and other countries of the Black Sea Basin and their neighbors. It should be noted that the Viking project follows the process of implementation of the Electronic Environment project within the international freight. The next step of electronic consignment notes with the use of digital signature introduction will be the introduction of paperless technologies for the freight. Preparation of relevant electronic cargo clearance procedures is already in progress. To complete it, it is necessary to create a single database. All these actions should encourage the active development of intermodal transport in Ukraine. Obviously, these results cannot be achieved without the involvement of freight forwarders, being the members of UZT, Association of Freight Forwarding Organizations of Ukraine. This national association represents FIATA in Ukraine. UZT has 20-year experience of international cooperation, contributing to the formation of the principles of freight forwarding activities. Members of the association pay great attention to the use of FIATA documents and forms, and to the harmonization and unification of other transport documents, including the electronic ones, authorized by electronic signature. Application of unifying transport documents such as CIM-SMGS, as well as participation in the ongoing work of UNECE to create a new transport law, is very important for the cargo owners. Ukrainian Transport and Logistics Center, Intermodal Operator Plaskett JSC, PPL 3335 Information Data Center, and the other members of the UZT Association combine their efforts in promoting such projects as follows: the introduction of the single window for the interaction between traders, transporters, and regulatory authorities, according to UNECE recommendations 33, 34, and 35. CIM-SMGS usage as customs declaration for the goods in transit, including in electronic format. The introduction of CIM-SMGS consignment note as a single transport document for intermodal transport involving rail mode, and CIM-SMGS application in electronic format. In Ukraine, single-window local solution pilot project was finally put in practice for efficient information exchange between transporters, traders, and government agencies to simplify and speed up control procedures at state border checkpoints. Odessa Sea Commercial Port established the first link of the future port community system. Its implementation involves the automation of processes and recording of transactions and provides an opportunity to collect, exchange, check, register, and transfer any information or document in electronic format required for control and clearance of goods, containers, and vehicles. This system allows parties involved in trade and transport to lodge standardized information and documents with a single entry point to fulfill all import, export, and transit-related regulatory requirements. Introduction of single-window local solution project in Ukraine will facilitate trade and transit procedures and encourage development of international trade in general.